Zoo has done a nice job, but they need Serge back because they don't have a lot of size in the front court.
Yeah, Serge just 1 of 4. Had some open threes, didn't make them today in clutch moments. So the twist on Christmas Day, there are all these reports, nothing confirmed yet. The speculation is that Klay Thompson is going to return from his 2-year absence sometime leading up to Christmas. Well, the Warriors announcing today that Klay, along with James Wiseman, going to the G League, and they're going to get some run there. What's your take on? Now, we don't know if they're necessarily like Serge Ibaka got sent down to the G League and played in the G League. This is more probably to practice. But here's Klay the other night. After the Warriors beat the Blazers, Klay was back out on the bench with a towel wrapped around his head. And I don't know, was he doing yoga? Was he meditating?
I just look at Klay Thompson, and Jared, you know this. He's extremely passionate. When he does interviews like the other day, it is passionate. He's upset. He didn't make the top 75. Yep. He's upset, that everybody's questioning him coming back. And when he said, and it's not really bragging, he said, you know how good this team is defensively, even without me.
Yeah.
That was a press conference where the kid is saying, I'm coming back not just to fit in, I'm coming back to be Klay Thompson.
Let's hear Klay this past Tuesday.
That's a great question. I mean, you got to have realistic expectations of yourself. And I was a numbers guy before. I always wanted to shoot a certain percentage or average a certain amount of points. But now coming back after 2 tough injuries, I kind of scratched that. I just have a open canvas of what's going to happen. It could be, I just want to be efficient. I don't care what my numbers are as long as I am shooting and playing efficiently. And I know with time, whether it's toward the end of this year, come playoff time or next year, I know my numbers will be great again. Just 2 years of not playing in an NBA game, you got to taper down the big expectations of scoring 37 in a quarter or 14 threes in a game. I plan on doing that again, but who knows when? It's tough to say.
Do you feel like this team has the ingredients to win a title this year?
Oh, yeah. 15-2. That's a great indicator of, and our defense, I think, is top 3 in the league, as well as our offense. And I'm not even out there yet. Think about that. Really think about that. I'm more motivated than ever as well. And I want a championship so bad.
Welcome back, Josie Sports Nation fans. If you haven't already, definitely hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and also hit that notification bell. Appreciate all my Josie outlaws out there. I was watching NBA yesterday, and right now, Klay Thompson may be coming back to the NBA any day now. For the people who don't know, he's been hurt. He's been out for 2 years for lagging injuries that he had. And prior to Klay getting hurt, Klay was putting up all-star numbers, for sure. And it made me think, watching this interview and watching a few interviews with Klay Thompson, is he going to be the next Scottie Pippen? Is he going to be disgruntled after his career? He is arguably one of the best shooters in the game. Klay Thompson and Steph Curry, Splash Brothers. And I think it's phenomenal that this team has been staying together. Most times it doesn't happen that way, especially after you win a championship. Once you win a championship, things change because that's when players want more money. They feel like they want to be the star, and they may have gotten burnt out. Now, Klay, he played a lot of games since Golden State started winning these championships. And maybe he's having fatigue now. He's about 30 years old, 31 years old. He's 31 years old. And he played great seasons. he's been averaging 20 points a game, shooting 40% from three. Great player. But when you have to settle and play a role on a certain team, what's more important, winning championships or being respected as the best player in the world? Now, obviously, Scottie Pippen believes that he could have played on his own team and won a championship. He only had a few tries at it. 94, 95. Let's just say 94. He had one season. And they underachieved. They didn't win in the playoffs. People say it was a bad call when he played against the Knicks without Michael Jordan. And then he had an opportunity when he went to a super team in Houston playing with Kareem Olajuwon and Charles Barkley, which they lost to the Lakers, who was coached by Phil Jackson and led by Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant gave that brother buckets. And then he went to Portland, where they played LA again, and they were up in the seventh game of the Western Conference Finals. And he underachieved. He didn't even score in the last quarter when they needed him, when they were up about 15 to 20 points. So with Scottie Pippen, this has been a thorn in his side for years, where he just came out with a book after the Last Dance documentary, where he felt like he wasn't portrayed well in this documentary. Which, by the way, the book was trash. It didn't say anything outside of what the Last Dance said. But anyway, I'll talk about that another time. But back to Klay Thompson. Now, to Klay, he wanted to go to another team at one point to have his own, because as long as he plays with Steph Curry, he's always going to be in the shadow of him. He's just going to be a role player. Klay Thompson was very upset that he didn't make the top 75 anniversary team. Now, the 11 active players that was added to the 75 was Giannis, Carmelo Anthony, Steph Curry, Anthony Davis, Kevin Durant, James Harden, LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard, Damian Lillard, Chris Paul, and Russell Westbrook. Now, the only person I think should not be on the list is Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis should not be on that list before Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard led the Orlando Magic to the championship. Anthony Davis never led a team, barely made it to the playoffs, but most of the time they didn't even make it to the playoffs in New Orleans. He don't deserve to be on this list. Now, I think you could put Dwight Howard there, or you could put Steph Curry, or you could put Klay Thompson there. But Klay has a chip on his shoulder. And this year, he really wants to come back and win the championship. Right now, Golden State is 18-2. They're one of the, by far the best team in the NBA. If they stay healthy and they have a healthy Klay Thompson, it's a wrap on this season. I don't think anybody's going to beat them. But Klay, I can see him in 20 years, 15 years, or, after he retired, coming out with books and saying that he was underappreciated there. So Golden State, hopefully they'll keep him happy, because they have a great nucleus that stay together. And it's hard to stay together because they have a really good team right now. They have Jordan Poole. Andrew Wiggins is stepping it up. Draymond Green. They got Andre Iguodala again. And that's the nucleus that's been winning the games. That's the nucleus when they won 70-plus games. It was arguably one of the best teams. They actually beat Chicago Bulls records of 72 wins. And they've been together, so they know how to play with each other. They know where the certain players like to be positioned. And it's very rare that a team stay together like this. So if they win this year, they have a potential to win again next year, back to back. But my question is, will Klay Thompson ever get the recognition that Steph Curry has if he play on the same team as him? I would like to hear from you. Definitely leave a message below. If you like this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and also hit that notification bell. And I'll see you on the next video.